Well, I mean, if you build a physical house, you put a front door on it, right?
Right, obviously.
But psychologically, a lot of us just, leave our front doors wide open, and then we wonder why people keep tracking mud all over our lives.
Yeah, we totally do.
So welcome to today's deep dive. We are unpacking this razor-thin line between being genuinely nice and, well, accidentally turning yourself into a human doormat. We're looking at the psychology behind the invisible ways you might be stripping away your own personal power.
And the really subtle part is giving away that power. It often starts as a defense mechanism. We think we're just keeping the peace, but we're actually training people to devalue us.
Exactly. So let's start with the words coming out of our mouths, like the reflex to apologize when someone else bumps into you or, saying sorry just because it's raining outside.
Right, so psychologists who study the disease to please point out that chronic apologizing for things completely outside your control is just this mechanical reflex to avoid conflict.
Oh, wow. So just a reflex.
Yeah, but the underlying psychology is damaging. When you apologize just for existing in a space, you're broadcasting low status. You are essentially giving others permission.
To blame you.
Exactly, to blame you for things you didn't even do.
And that same fear of conflict totally bleeds into how we handle favors. We don't just say, no, we feel forced to give this massive list of explanations.
Because sitting with a simple refusal it feels incredibly uncomfortable. Psychologists point out that no is a complete sentence, yet we rarely treat it like one.
No, you don't.
We try to soften the blow with, our busy schedule or our reasons or our dog's vet appointment.
But over-explaining a refusal it's like handing a trial lawyer a list of loopholes. You are basically inviting the other person to cross-examine your excuses.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, if your excuse is you have to walk the dog, they'll just offer to walk the dog while you carry their couch. You're just handing over the pen and letting them draw your boundaries until you cave in.
That is a perfect analogy.
Yeah.
You are asking them for permission to hold your own boundary.
Which means it isn't really a boundary at all.
Exactly. And it's wild how giving away your power starts with something as small as an excuse. But it doesn't stop at words.
Yeah.
It starts bleeding into your entire persona. Like when people try so hard to be easygoing that they just become invisible.
Right, the chronic agreeability thing.
Yeah. In psychology, there's a framework called the Big Five personality traits, and agreeableness is one of them. Usually it's considered positive. But personality research shows that in its extreme form, it becomes a major liability. Highly agreeable people frequently get overlooked for promotions.
Wait, really? I get the frustration there, but why exactly does that happen?
Because leadership requires making tough, sometimes unpopular decisions. If your defining trait is just nodding along to keep the peace, management assumes you lack the spine to lead. If you never cause friction, people stop asking for your opinion.
Because they know it's just going to be an echo. Okay, that makes sense. But wait, what about self-deprecating humor? Because I have to push back here. I always thought being able to laugh at yourself was a sign of emotional intelligence. Like, it shows you don't take yourself too seriously.
Well, laughing at a genuine, isolated mistake is emotionally intelligent. But there's this psychological concept called impression management. Basically, we are all constantly running a subconscious PR campaign for ourselves.
A PR campaign. Okay.
Right. And if your PR strategy is to constantly make yourself the butt of the joke to ease social tension, you are literally teaching your audience to view you as incompetent.
So if I joke that I'm a disorganized mess every single day, people eventually just overwrite my actual skills with that punchline.
They do.
Yeah.
They will eventually stop taking your goals, your time, and your feelings seriously because you've repeatedly framed yourself as beneath them.
That is wild. Now, if you're listening to this, you might be thinking, well, I don't apologize too much and I'm pretty assertive. But wait until we look at how you handle your inbox at 9 p.m. Your digital habits might still be betraying your status.
Yes. What productivity experts call the urgency trap. It's the impulse to reply instantly to a non-urgent email late at night or to drop everything to do a favor the second it's asked.
Right. You think you're being highly efficient.
But the reality is constant context switching ruins your ability to do deep work.
You just become this on-demand resource. Instantly replying to off-hours emails is like running your energy like a 24/7 convenience store instead of a respected professional practice.
Yeah, a convenience store is always lit up.
Exactly. And people just wander in whenever they want a cheap snack. But a professional practice has hours, and it requires an appointment.
When you are always instantly available, you train people that your time has zero intrinsic value of its own. It only exists to serve their immediate needs.
So stepping back to look at all these behaviors, the core theme is pretty clear. The world treats you according to the boundaries you set for yourself.
And because you learned these habits to manage social friction, you can, unlearn them. You can close the convenience store, stop a bad PR campaign, and put the front door back on its hinges.
We started this deep dive talking about that house with no door and the mud people track in. Well, here is something for you to mull over as you go about your day. If you finally install that front door today and drop these habits, how will the people in your life who have historically benefited from your lack of boundaries react to the new, assertive you?